Well, it isn't easy coming up with ideas for these videos every day. As you know, I have my main channel, Ouachita Mountain Living, link in the description, and this channel. And just here the other day, I started doing daily videos on this channel. But usually, if I don't have a good idea for a video, I go to the comment section. You guys aren't even aware that I might get a good idea from one of your comments. And today gave me a good idea for a video. You see, in this morning's video on my main channel, I was making fun of a certain celebrity, a hideous, awful celebrity, and I said she was a fat slob, which she is, a fat slob. And somebody had to comment, sorry, my back still hurts, guys. Somebody had to comment, well, you're fat shaming. Okay, that's one I've never heard before, fat shaming. It must be one of those new woke words y'all invented, that the woke people invented. Does it mean I'm making fun of fat people? Is that what you're insinuating in your comment? Because if there was ever a person that needed made fun of, it was the one I was talking about. You'll have to go over there and watch that video. I don't want to bring it over onto this channel. As you know, I've lost quite a bit of weight in the last 16 months. I was a pretty big sized dude. 4X in my shirts. Yeah, I was a big one. Had 42 size waist. I'm down to 32 now, if you can believe that. 32. I ain't wore that since I was in high school. But that was meant as an insult to that person. That wasn't fat shaming. Because, you know, I do carnivore videos. I know what it's like to be overweight. I know how hard it is every step you take to feel the pain in your knees because you're bigger than you should be. I know what it's like, the struggle of being overweight. Man, I was this far from that steering wheel in that truck back there. And now I got all kinds of room, man. I could put, you know, a buffet in front of me and just eat while I'm driving down the road. I couldn't do that before. People have to turn everything you do and say around. Now, I wouldn't be putting out carnivore videos if I wasn't concerned for people. If I didn't want people to know what I know and feel like I feel, and know you don't have to be overweight. Being overweight isn't a medical problem. It is a choice. It's a choice you've made. Whether you think you did or not, you made the choice to be overweight. There are very, very few cases of people that have a thyroid issue or have an issue which causes them to be overweight. The rest of you are overweight by choice. And you're overweight because you are eating the wrong types of food. You're eating too much of the wrong kinds of food. You're eating too much sugar. You're eating too much carbs. And I discovered how to get rid of the weight and to feel 10 times better. I discovered how to throw out all my pills in the trash, high blood pressure, diabetes, the statins, all of those. I do not no longer have to take because I discovered this, and it's not so much of a secret. Carnivore, or you could do keto, or you could just eliminate all the carbs and eliminate all the sugar. Stop drinking the Diet Cokes because they're not no good for you either. And if you call that fat shaming, that I would like, you know, because I want to extend that out to you guys. And, you know, the more people that get on YouTube and show, you know, I can back it up. Because you can go back on both my channels, especially this channel. You can go back a couple of years. Why don't you check out the walking videos where I was really obese. And I thought if I got out here every single morning and did 3 or 4 or 5 laps around my land, that I would magically lose weight. And guess what? I didn't hardly lose anything. All I did was probably build my stamina up a little bit, but I never lost weight. And you know why? Because I would go in there every evening and cook a big pot of spaghetti, and I would eat the very same foods that made me obese. And nothing was coming off. You could exercise all you want, but if you're eating high carbs and sugar, you're not going to lose any weight. And not only does the sugar and the carbs affect your weight, but it affects your health inside and out. Our bodies are not designed to be overweight. They're designed to be trim machines. Okay, your body is a gift to you. It is a gift, and we are treating them terribly, and we're not living as long. It used to be, if you were a younger person, you could pretty much eat what you wanted, but you were active. You would go to work, and on the weekends or in the evenings, you would throw the football around. You would play frisbee. You did things that kept you active. The younger generation today, they're not, how many people do you see, young people, do you see out in their front yards throwing a football around anymore? They don't do it. They don't walk. We cart them everywhere they need to go. My generation walked everywhere we went, everywhere, or rode our bikes. Not today. They get chauffeured around by their parents, by their friends. They never walk anywhere. Yes, there are some out there that are the exception to the rule, but for the most part, you see a lot more obese younger people, and these kids, they're not going to live till they're 60 and 70 because your body can't put up with it that long. It just can't. You get fatty liver, you get diabetes, you get high blood pressure. If you do live into your 60s and 70s, you're not going to have a quality life. Get out of here, bug. Think of it this way. If my brother pulls up here in an old jalopy with the bumper hanging off and the muffler dragging and the paint's peeling off, you know, I'm going to say something to him. I'm going to say, man, that's a piece of junk. Why don't you get you something better? Well, it's the same thing with people. This is your body, and you're in that body. You need that body. You want that body to look as good as you can. And I'm still losing, man. I probably got another 20 pounds to go. But I look a far cry better than I did 2 years ago. So you want your body to look as good as it can, but not only that, everything you do daily, it becomes a lot easier once you lose that weight. I like to tell people this: if you're 100 pounds overweight, get you 2 50-pound bags of dog food and throw one over each shoulder and go walk around, because that's what it's like. That's how much weight you're carrying around that you shouldn't have to have. It is heavy. And once that weight gets lifted, you will be amazed how much more energy you have when you cut out the sugar, how more active you are, how you sleep better at night. All these things are because of the foods that we eat today that are not good for you. And, you know, there's no labels on food. I mean, they have labels on food to tell you how many carbs and that, but they're real fine print. Okay, you've grown up on your Frosted Flakes and your ramen noodles, whatever you call them. All these things, the Hershey bars, and they're no good for you. They're poison. So fat shaming, you can call it what you want. I don't go up to overweight people and say, you're fat, look at you. No, I make these videos and tell you how you don't have to be fat, what you need to do to lose it, to feel better. And if you have children, don't you want to be around to see your children grow old? Don't you want to be around to see your grandkids graduate high school? You want to be around for these things. But if you are overweight, you're pushing the limits. You're not going to live a good, healthy life. And the fix is so simple. It's just so easy. And you say, well, I can't afford to do this, but I guarantee you this: if you can't afford to go out and buy meat, you need to think about this. Did you go out and buy some video games last week? What do you have in your house that you could have lived without, that you spent money on? What are you doing every week you spend money on that you could live without? I mean, really live without. So you can't afford not to do this if you are overweight. I'm going to continue to make these kind of videos, but to say I'm fat shaming people, no, that is not what it is. If I didn't give a damn, I wouldn't be on here explaining to you, you know, if I had a bottle of pills in my hand and I found the cure to all cancers and there were no side effects, and if you took this pill within a week, you would be cancer-free. Wouldn't you want that? Everybody on the planet would want that pill, and especially if it was free. You would want that pill. But there would still be those who would think you was up to something, and they would not take it. And guess what? They would pass away. And all the rest of them would be cured. And that is how being overweight is. The answer's there. You just have to accept it and have a little discipline. Because let me tell you, I don't miss any meals. I don't. I enjoy my meals every day. You just have to try it and then be the judge. There's a YouTube channel I watch. I'm not going to mention this channel's name. It's a younger couple, and this guy does crafts. He does laser engraving and 3D printing, and he's one of the best YouTubers out there, the way he explains and teaches things. But him and his wife and some of his kids are grossly obese. And man, every time I watch him, I just want to get on the comment section and say, hey man, come on, go watch some of my videos and see if you can lose. You're too young to be this overweight. But is that my business? No. I'm not going to go to people to tell them. But if I'm making content, it's there. You can watch, you can pick and choose to watch it or not. But I would love to see these younger people. You can imagine what's being served on their table every night. When the child, which looked to me about 7 years old, is obese, you know that they have no clue about nutrition or, you know, what's good for your body. So, man, that's it, guys. So if you want to say I'm fat shaming, go right ahead. But if I've already helped a lot of people, at least turn them on to the concept. And they have lost weight, and they tell me this all the time. So I know what I'm doing is having a good effect on people, and I'm going to keep doing it. So let me know in the comments, are you overweight? Do you want to quit? I've got videos you can go see. I don't really know if I have any on this channel. Go to my main channel. There's all kinds of, probably got at least 10 carnivore videos. Up there. Happy trails.